everybody. I was trying to get situated here. Did you get, oh, that's loud. Did you get to see, meet Cindy on Lindy's Live? Oh my gosh, it's always nice to see what people look like in person too, right? So, it's going to be really hard. I'll try to read comments, but, you know, I've got you up here and it's kind of hard and I need a Cindy in my life. But, yeah, it's been a tough 2 days. I found out yesterday while watching Lisa's live that our friend and follower Janice Ollam passed of cancer last week. And that just hits home for me because I'm a survivor. Anyway, I wanted to honor her by doing a couple little projects. They're going to be very, very similar. And I would like to auction them off. And then the money, the proceeds will go, I'll find, well, it's either going to go to a charity, but I also am finding out from one of Lindy's friends, Betty, that she's been in touch with the family, and I think they're going to do some kind of fundraising as well. So it will definitely go to a great cause. Either way, I don't know if it's going to go, the proceeds will go to the family or go to a charity. How's that? Whoever really, you know, needs it is where I want to put the money. And not have too many hands in the pot, if that makes sense, right? There's a lot of charities out there where more money goes to the administration than to the actual charity. All right, so it's, like I said, it's really hard. I keep inching up. I think my iPad finally has given out. I can't get it to charge. And it's pretty old. I don't know. It's like a second or third generation. It's run its course. But anyway, Brandon, hi. I wanted to congratulate you. Did you get your job? Is that what I saw? Is that what they were congratulating you for? Hopefully you did. Alrighty, so this is what I'm going to do today. You know, sometimes I go to the Dollar Tree. I've got a thing for, or actually this was Family Dollar. I've got a thing for ornate frames. Well, this was one that came with, like this, right, with the backing. But I want to pop, I'm sorry, I don't know why, I feel like I'm just full of nerves today. Honestly, I think it's just this, everything happening, you know, finding out about Janice. But anyway, I like to put my canvases in here. And so I'm going to end up using the frame for one canvas. But you know, I don't want to just throw this away because it's still useful. So what I'm going to do, that's why I said I'll make two very similar projects. I'm going to go end up gluing that 8x10 onto that, and then whoever wants that one, that's how that one will be. So with that said, I think I'm going to, even though it's plastic, I'm going to leave it black for now. I will be going over it, but I'm thinking with one of the liquid pixie dusts, and you know gold's my go-to, so I may end up going over with gold and letting, like, just doing a dry brush, but I think we'll wait till last to do that. I just kind of wanted to show you what we're going to work on. So I'm going to put these aside. And we are going to decoupage these. I've got some really pretty paper. So I am going to try to, sorry, I'm like, right, I feel like I run on top of you. I'm going to show you the paper, and I guess we'll kind of see which one we might like the best. Or maybe two different ones, right? So there's this one. And this one, it can be like, that one's just part of a rose. Right? So it could be, even if it was on something like that, or even the script would be great because, oh, I didn't even tell you what I'm going to do. My thought is on both of these, that's why I think we can get these done in a timely manner. I don't know, hour and a half maybe. I'm going to take the pixie dough and I'm going to roll it out. I'm going to stamp it. Oh, but I'm going to use the lettering stamp, so maybe I don't want to do that. Maybe I do want an image. But anyway, I'm going to make a heart shape. And the heart will, out of pixie dough, the heart will go here. So we'll see the background. So that's why I'm wondering, do I do a floral background? Since the only stamp I have, honestly, is this one. And it works great. I used it last year when I did a project. And you may have seen Lisa use her stamp on different projects as well. So I thought, you know, I think I'll put that on the heart. And we're going to pretend it's a message to Janice, right? Because this is really a tribute to her. So back to my thought of where, since there's going to be a heart, but I do want a background, do we just put kind of a floral? And I can maybe work around that a little bit. So we've got that. And again, I thought, well, maybe not more words since the heart's going to have words. Here's another floral. Could have a combination of both, I suppose, right? Oh, and I forgot to flip my camera. Hold on. Let me flip you. Okay, that way you see things the way they really are, right? So I could even do something like this, where you see both. That could be pretty, right? Then it kind of ties in the heart. Whoops. Let me at least try to see. Oh, and you know what? I know you're probably all seeing the send stars. That's another thing I do. I don't usually ask for them, but if you do send them, I donate all the money. I just, we made $16 off the heart, the stars last month, and I want to thank all of you for that. And I donated that to St. Jude's. So I think any hearts that we get for October, I think is also going to go to Janice, her family or cancer charity. It'll go to whatever has to do with cancer. How's that? All right, so back to this. Sorry. Kind of a mess today, aren't I? Kind of a mess every day, aren't I, when I go live? So do we like that one? Hey, Lindy and Cindy, thank you for being here. I kind of like that. Although I was thinking my heart would be red. Oh, and the reason I was thinking a red heart, I was told that Janice had some type of blood cancer. When I looked up the color of the ribbon, it was red, which makes sense for blood. So I thought maybe the heart should be red, but it doesn't have to be. Maybe it could even be pink. Okay, this one, let's see, I haven't opened, I know you order these. This one's very fallish. It looks very abstract. Sandy, you liked the one with the purple? I'm gonna, that one? And there's so many pretty ones. And this one, I think this one I'm not going to do. That will be saved for something else. Oh, I love this one. I actually think I have a project in mind for this one. Oh, but how beautiful. How beautiful would that be? That looks pretty, huh? And then maybe, okay, if I went this way, you know, the heart, I could make a small heart to go down here. Yeah, do you like, okay, Diane, I see you do like the purple. such hard decisions. So we'll do kind of a process. How did I end up with 2 of these? Oh, it's not 2 of them. I don't know. Kind of dark. Unless I... Alright. Hello, Cindy Carol. Hi, Debbie. I know Debbie, right, Debbie? I like the birds, too. I don't think I like that one. And then I have this one. This has always been one of my all-time favorites. And that has soft writing in the back as well. So this was actually the one I had in mind originally. And then I got out all these other ones that I haven't looked at in months, right? I buy them and then I don't do anything with them. This could be really, and they don't have to be the same. For those of you joining me, I'm doing 2 projects. And so I could do 2 different ones. So I don't know. I still kind of like this one. And that would be really pretty to have a heart on it. Maybe we'll use this one and we use the birds, and then they're 2 different ones. What do you think? Right? And then maybe, well, yeah, what do you think? We do the birds and do this one? Since this was my original, I thought. Hello, Penny Williams. All right. Well, we need to make a decision, right? Okay, so we'll do those. I'm going to put these aside. All right, so I actually bought myself a new chair, and it rolls. But I'm like sitting on the edge so I can read the comments. All right, so we will put these papers. No, we need to decoupage first. What am I thinking? Oh my gosh. All right, so I don't think it's going to really matter. They're both, let's see. So could bring that up, bring this down, right? And maybe put a heart here. What do you think? Mixed your answer. Oh, that's okay. You're talking to Brandon. You like that where you see the hummingbird and the 2? I'm afraid if I do this, because there's this side as well, but that bird's like right in the middle, so it would be a little difficult. It would be a little difficult to put the heart. Let's see. You know? Or, that would, oh no, that wouldn't work sideways. What am I thinking? Although I don't know. I have so many thoughts going through my head. God, this is why sometimes I just end up not crafting at all, because I can't even make decisions. I don't know. I think I better stick to this corner is what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm going to cut it. I need that edge. Okay, so actually I think I can cut it on the, I can cut it directly in half. I think that's going to be perfect, and I'll still have a little bit of an edge to sand off. All right, and that still leaves me a little piece of this. So why don't we get this one done? I'm going to use Meltdown. And I'm going to use it, I think, on, ooh. Now this will determine which one goes in the frame and the color of the frame. If I layered, but then it might be too much purple. I was thinking that frame could do a layer of maybe, thinking almost sterling, the silver, and then make out of white sand or add figgy pudding to the sterling or the white sand and make a really light purple to go over that. Would that just be too much purple on the frame? But it's something I like to do actually sometimes. I like to blend my frame in. See? Thank you, Jerry. Appreciate that. Right? And then I can put a small heart here instead of the flowers. And then the frame, oh, and I like it because it does have the dark gray and kind of black in the birds. I could layer this up, and I think it could be really pretty. So why don't we do that? Let's use this one for the frame. And then I'll use the other one. I'll use the other print for the other one. All right. I'm gonna make sure I have enough room. I'm not gonna cut that off. Let's see. These are decisions that have to be made right now. No, and we want part of at least one whole wing. Otherwise, I think it's gonna look weird to have them all cut off. Okay, so let's get, I did prime my boards with our undercover primer. Just, you know, just hopes that they won't be as porous when I put the meltdown on. And I like to put a generous amount when I am decoupaging because of that fact that sometimes these surfaces are so porous. It looks like I got it all. Make sure I got my edge. Okay. All right, so I like to use a brayer, just like that. And it really helps to keep any bubbles or whatever out, although, you know, it doesn't really bother me. Now this might, and hopefully that's going to go down. That's the crease of the paper. Usually it does go down. Make sure. I'm going to make sure that edge has plenty. It looks like it wants to come, that I don't have enough. There we go. And here too. Alrighty. Oh, that's going to be really pretty. So we're going to dry it real quick, okay? So don't go anywhere. That way I can sand it. We'll set it aside and then we'll work on the other one. Okay. It's going to be really pretty, I think. had in all my mess here. So pretty. So I doubt I'll do a red heart on this. I think I'm going to keep everything kind of monochromatic. I think that would be really pretty and very elegant looking. The other one could have a red heart because it's got red roses. We're getting there. And these edges will be hidden inside the frame, so it's not a big deal if how they look. I mean, they look good, don't get me wrong, right? They're not ripping or tearing or anything. There we go. And then we can just let it, set aside and let it dry completely. But that's going to be really pretty, don't you think? All right, next board. Oh, that's going to be beautiful. Now I can see with that next to the frame. It's going to be really pretty. Could even be pretty left black. Okay, so this one... Right? Did we decide this is the one? You really like it, right? If you have more of the darker purple on the other piece, you could cover the heart in that. Oh, are you talking about the other piece of paper? I'm not sure what you mean. Okay. So, and I have to remember there's a right and wrong way to this paper because there is that light writing. So, I could leave part of that, right? And then my heart goes in here somewhere. There's that side. I don't think it's going to make a huge difference. They're very similar. This side, I actually might like that a little better, believe it or not. I think I do. And down here doesn't really have, so I think I'm going to use this side. Pretty. And I can actually use the edge of the paper even to line up. All right, let's go for it. Okay. I think I put too much. I think, maybe not. We'll see. If I do, right, I want, especially those edges, for whatever reason, it always seems like the edges want to come up a bit. Okay. Alrighty, here we go. decided not to line the edges up because I want to sand them and I want the edges to all look the same, right? Okay. So like I said, I would like to auction these off. What I'll do is after they're totally done, I will post a picture. I would love an opening bid of $20 if I can get that. I think I should be able to. Okay. All right. Yep, and the proceeds, like I said, will go to some type of cancer charity or the fundraise. Her family is trying to do, I think, some fundraising as well. So whatever works best for everybody. Alrighty, so that looks good. Let me just dry it so I can just sand those edges too. Whoops. Oh, shoot, Rosie. Oh, shoot. Probably shouldn't have. Let's see if I can. I think I'm going to put a little bit of this on the top right now. One nice thing about like these thin tissues, it does soak through. Okay. And then after I do my heart and all that and get it glued on, what I usually do is I go back and put another coat over everything. Okay, I think that's better. And we'll just dry it a little bit. You know, I love this paper, Melinda. Like I said, this has been one of my favorites. Last year, I think it was for like a Valentine's Day thing we did. I had a wooden heart. I have no idea. I was trying to remember where I got that wooden heart from. I think from a friend that was does woodcuts. Anyway, I had a little piece of this paper and I used it. And sometimes, okay, this sounds selfish. Sometimes after I'm done and I've already committed to giving things, I'm like, oh, I wish I would have kept that. Because when I go back and look at the pictures and think, oh, that turned out so pretty. Okay. We'll just get this one sanded real quick. The corner keeps wanting to come up. I may have to afterwards go back with a little brush and apply a little bit more into the corner. There. We'll see. Okay. You know, I brought a red, but I'm thinking I don't think I'm going to use my red velvet. I don't know why I brought out candy apple. That's way too bright. Okay. Almost. And you know, this one I will do some kind of an edge. What the heck? Oh no. Okay, I may be covering. My thumb was wet, and I pulled up a little bit of the paper, but guess what? I'm going to be able to fix that. Somehow I will. I'm thinking, what are these pure white marks? I'll fix it. Okay. Next, let's, just going to let that, see how pretty? I'm going to let this set aside. We'll get the pixie dough out. Oh, let me see. Let's see, I really don't need big hearts. I just need, so this will be the one we'll work on right now. So I want to put a heart right here. We'll let the birds show. I don't think I shut the top of my bag very well last time I used this because it's feeling a little dry at the top there. Put some of this aside. Right? Put things away, Josie. They won't be in your way anymore. Actually, I'm going to need a new one of these anyway, so let me, before I do something I regret with that, get some cornstarch. I think I've only done this maybe one other time. I know for sure one time. Kind of like, right, baking. I should have it on my rolling pin. Whoops. I kind of like these glass. It's funny. These are inserts from 2 other frames. And I'm like, oh, I kind of like these. I think even though it started to dry up on me, I think I can use it still. It's going to work out perfect for my purposes. Here, I'm going to stand up. Remember Lisa yesterday was doing her live and she had a little nub that dried. So this will be big. I'll have plenty for this one because I really just want to kind of put it in the corner here anyway. I will have to be mindful. I better double check. I will have to be mindful of where my edge is though, right? So maybe what I'll do when it's time to glue it on, I'll just leave it in the frame like this. But look how pretty that'll be, right? And I'll do some kind of accent on the frame. All right, so now I'm just going to take my stamp and let's see what happens. I'm going to stamp the whole thing because I figure I can cut it. Ooh, I like it. Okay. Now, I think I I want one that's kind of a little wonky. So let's see. Can you do this with any other kind of clay? Probably not. That's what I love about our Pixie dough. It's so easy to work with when you get the hang of it, right? And then you come over back, right? And like I said, I don't want it one of those perfect hearts. I want it a little wonky. What's the word? Not wonky, you know, asymmetrical, right? Not perfect. What do you think? But we are going to paint it first. I mean, I can even make it smaller. Maybe it needs to be smaller. I don't know. It really is about the heart, though. Not, you know, not the birds. I could move it like that. I mean, I could even kind of, no, I don't want to cover all of it. I don't want to cover those birds. I kind of like it off to the side. Do you like it off to the side? Or more in the middle? We don't have to decide right now. We can get it painted. So let me grab, what if I'm still thinking sterling for this paper. And I'm wondering, I could do one of two things. I could paint it Figgy Pudding first, and then dry brush sterling. Let's try that. So let me grab my Figgy Pudding. And now that my chair has wheels, I have to be careful that I don't like whoop, right, as I go to sit on it. All right. Let me shut my Pixie dough. Since those were kind of drying out anyway, I may as well throw them away. Come on. Do you want to close it? All right. And I did. Well, here, I've got a paper plate. I did bring out some extra, oh, there they are, extra trays. I'd rather use a tray because the plate gets so big it's in the way, right? So, let's put a coat of, oh, but you know what? Maybe I'll do this so that I don't get Figgy Pudding all over the glass because I'm going to be working there, right? So you can see that. And I do want to get inside the letters because I think what I want to do, well, what I'm going to do, and I think it'll be pretty, is I will dry brush sterling on top. I think that'll be really pretty. You know what I probably need for this? Where is my right? Even though the mop brush is really not intended for this purpose, but it works great because it has such soft bristles that it shouldn't damage the pixie dough by pouncing. And then I can get in there better. And unfortunately, we can no longer get this brush. The manufacturer had a huge price increase, and as it was, a $29 brush was so expensive. His increase that I got would have made it a $40-some brush. So you guys can go to your art supply store, Amazon or something, and just maybe just buy a cheap one from them. Okay. I do want to make sure I get my edges though. You need my edges. Let's see if I can get the edges with what's remaining on my brush. We'll let it dry, and then we'll see if maybe I need another coat. What cover? What color? Oh, Liz, this is Figgy Pudding. It's our deepest, it's our only purple. It's a deep purple. Isn't that beautiful? See? It's gorgeous, right? All right, so we'll just kind of leave those aside for a minute. And I'm just going to grab some damp, these are my faves, my favorite wipes, because they're all natural. All right, I'm going to just wrap my brush in it so it doesn't dry out, because you know, chalk paint, magical chalk paint dries pretty quick. Let me wipe my hands so we can start working with the other one. See? Oh, I'm glad I recycled my plate. I had toast on it. You know, what's the worst that can happen when you have toast? You get crumbs, and you wipe the crumbs off, and you recycled your plate. All right, so I'm going to put that aside for now. We're going to make the other one. Okay. And kind of the same thing, I don't want perfect hearts. We are going to embrace our imperfections today. You know, even 2 hearts on this one could be pretty. Let's see. Oh yeah, see, this part didn't dry out, so it's the only thing I do need. It sticks to my glass because it's got that moisture in it. So a little bit of cornstarch on my glass would be a little helpful. And on on my thing here. These are really simple projects that any of you could do. So here's what I have to decide. Okay. And then you want to press hard because you want, right, you want your letters to go deep enough so that when you do your dry brushing and all that, it shows. Ooh, I didn't cornstarch my stamp, and I should have, or I should have cornstarched the top of my pixie dough. See the other, right? The other piece of pixie dough was drier. And I had some residue of the cornstarch on my stamp, but oh, that's going to work. That will work. All right, so to decide, you know, at least if I cut it on the big side, I can always make it smaller. Okay, and so that I can see this side a little better. See, by leaving it bigger, I can cut it. It's always easier to fix it that way. I can cut more into the middle. I can cut more off this side and make it maybe a skinnier heart, which I'm okay with too. Let's see if we can get a deeper cut in the heart there though. Soften those a little more. Trim this edge just a little bit. It's a little too wavy. So we can see these are not perfect, and I'm okay with that. Okay. So this one, I can save this because it's soft. The other one was already, from the other heart was kind of drying out, so there was no use in softening them. All right, so I decided, I think I need red velvet cake. Here it is. I think that's going to be a better red. So I was thinking, I do want to use gold on this one, so I'm thinking maybe I'll do gold on the edges. maybe, I think gold inside. So let me grab another mop brush. Well, how is it? Oh, there it is. Okay, I was going to say I knew I had 2 of these. What can I use? I'm sorry, I know I'm not reading. Just hopped on. Thank you. Thank you, Tammy. Let me grab another tray. And let me grab some kind of surface, some kind of paint all over. Let me see. There we go. There we go. And just use that. All right, we're going to grab the 24 karat. We're going to go ahead and pounce our paint. There we go. There we go. Actually, that works really well. It's going to be really pretty. And then we'll dry brush some red velvet cake. Alrighty. I love this color. I love our new penny as well. I don't use our copper as much though. I thought I would, but I guess I'm just a gold girl. And our statuary is a big hit with a lot of people. They love the bronze. Okay. Our metallic, so this is our gold metallic, our 24 karat. It has such fantastic coverage. And all I'm trying to do right now is get into those little tiny, tiny areas of the letters. Not to say you'll really see much of them anyway once I get red velvet cake on there, but you know, you just don't know. No, I don't think I'll need that again. And while I've got this out, we're going to set that aside. I think I like to do these edges with my fingers. Sometimes, I think because I can feel this edge, I feel like I have more control over where the paint's going. Okay. That'll be really pretty. Really pretty. So I did this with our tulips. I don't know if you remember, where when I was promoting our tulip kit, I glued it to the back of the backing of the frame, right, with the easel on it. And then when my sister and brother-in-law came to visit not too long ago, my sister-in-law loved it. I loved the way my tulips had come out. And she loved it, and so I gave it to her. My family doesn't usually ask for my things that I create. I mean, she didn't ask for it. I offered it to her, you know, told her if she liked it, I would let her have it. And she was like, really? I'm like, yeah, I give my stuff away all the time. Love to give it to my family. And then my daughter that does all her shipping messaged me the other day. I didn't do it on a live, but I created our Halloween kit. Oh, I'm going to use these other wipes for my hands. I created our Halloween kit photos just for the website, but I never did promote them because I have enough people promoting them. So I sent them to my great-grandchildren, and I got a message the other day that they loved them. So that always makes me happy. That made my heart happy. Okay. Now, okay, let's get back to our one with the figgy pudding. Yeah, this one I'm going to need, I want to do more because I see a bunch of white areas. And I just want to try to get a little deeper in those areas. So pretty. Pretty, pretty. Oh, and I was just thinking that I would hot glue these down, but maybe I won't. Maybe I'll use regular glue, you know, craft glue. And that way I can do is I can glue the entire surface. Okay. Can go in the water because I'm not going to use those. Wash those. So, I probably could have used, oh good, that, because if I decide, okay, we're going to pop this out of the frame now, because I think what we'll do is paint the frame. I think we're going to dry brush the sterling on top. Now, let me grab the sterling. Good thing I have everything right next to me, right? Put some of this stuff away that I've decided not to use. Grab my sterling while I'm here, just in case I need white sand. And I might do this wet on wet. Who knows? Grab another little tray. These trays are great. I bought smaller, a little bit smaller ones at the dollar store one time. I don't know if they still have them or not. All right, put this stuff away and then, or put it aside. And then I have more room to work. I don't think I'll be needing them anymore. Okay. Get some of that cornstarch off. Okay. Move this aside. Should probably wipe off this cornstarch too, right? Otherwise, I could end up getting it in my paint, which it won't hurt it. Might give it a little texture, which is okay too. All right. So let's dry brush some sterling and just kind of go from there. See where it takes us. Now, what brush do I want to use? I don't know if I want to use a fan brush. Oh, I didn't wash this one very well last time. I had a friend, I saw her, I think it was Karen Denning. I think she was using a fan brush. Let's try it. If I don't like it, I'll just use my standard little brush. But, let me at least look up. You know I'm terrible at this. I need, Josie, where did the stamp? Liz, and what did I just drop on my tissue? It is an IOD stamp. I got it several years ago, so I don't know if they still sell them or not or make them. Oh, yes. Now the reason I didn't prime this is because I have found our liquid pixie dust like dries hard even on plastic, on glass. I have little dots of it, like of the white sand where my tile and my kitchen sink are. From one time I was making I don't know what I was doing. I was pouring, I think, a quart into like my smaller bottles, right? And I didn't see it, but I had splattered some onto the counter, and I can't get it off. I mean, I've tried scraping it and washing it. So maybe if I tried scrubbing it, like with something, but you know, when you get your nail in there, you think it's gonna, that would do it. And it didn't. So I trust our liquid pixie dust to stick. You like that? Liz, this is from the Family Dollar in their dollar section. So it was $1, well, you know what I mean, $1.25. Our Family Dollar here is also a Dollar Tree. It's combined. And I have a thing for ornate frames, so I thought, who cares if it's plastic, right? Nobody's going to really be able to tell once it's up on the wall and they touch it. If I was selling this online, then I would tell people, you know, then yes, I would never let them assume it was wood or plaster or something. I'm always honest that way. So that way, you know, if they got it and thought, oh my gosh, it's plastic, I wouldn't want them to be upset with me for not disclosing it. And what I'll do is when I create my post for the auction, I'll let everybody know it is plastic. Now I'm thinking, I don't know. Do I leave it silver? Or let me dry it and we'll put the picture inside. And then we can decide, do I leave it silver or do I maybe make a really soft, like lilac color out of figgy pudding and maybe some of this. So let's see what it looks like with the picture. Because hopefully someone out there is going to want to buy it. So do I leave it silver? Or do you think I should come back over it with maybe put a little bit of figgy pudding maybe into the silver, right? Into the sterling and dry brush that on top. The worst thing that can happen is I go back, I redo the frame, right? I go back over it with silver, or even if I had to repaint it black and start over and just do silver, that's no big deal either. That's what I love about paint. It's just paint. So, I don't know. Priscilla, you always give me good advice. Yes, with figgy lightly. I'm going to do, Liz, though, is I'm going to put the figgy pudding into the sterling. We're going to make a really light version of, or a purpley version of the sterling. So let's see how that, a drop. Let me do a drop. And then I'm going to mix it. Just to give it kind of just a hint. Actually, what's happening, it doesn't even look purple anymore. I'm wondering if maybe this is what I kind of thought about earlier. I take my white sand and, oh wow, though, this is pretty though. It's almost a platinum color. Let's try it. You know, let's build up some layers. I don't even know if it'll be that big a difference, but we'll see. Yeah, it's more of a more platinum or pewter kind of. Won't be much different. So I'll go ahead and just finish it up like this. And then I think I'm going to do is take the figgy pudding with the white sand. I love how aged this looks, right? It looks kind of chippy. So let's just go ahead and use the same tray, right? Let's get some white sand in there. Good thing I don't know what I was thinking. I ordered a bottle of white sand, and just for my purposes, I can buy a quart of metallics. We don't sell them that way. I don't think anyone's going to pay $100 and some for a can of paint. But anyway, I ordered a can. I didn't see my bottle. So I got lots of white sand. Ooh. I have an idea. I have an idea for all of you watching. Oop, I need more white sand. I made that because I mixed it with the silver. Might have been a mistake. Should have just done it separately. I don't want to waste it, but you know, it's not what I was hoping, because I should have, see, you guys, don't do what I do. I went ahead and in that same tray with the wet sterling, it took over. So I'm just going to wipe it out of this tray. We're going to start over. Did you know how many times I've made a light purple out of white sand and figgy pudding? So here's the challenge, and you will get a brand new bottle. end up picking you, you will get a brand new bottle of white sand. How's that, since I have so much? I need you to spread the word, please, about this and about the auction afterwards. And once I post that, if you could also share that. Oops, excuse me. My throat's dry. I'm going to pick the person that shares the most. How about share or tag your friends? How's that? I'll go back and I'll see who tags or shares. Because sometimes if you aren't following me, following Paint Pixie, I don't think I can see your shares. I think you have to be following. So go ahead and either do both, share or tag friends, or just tag whatever works for you. And whoever does the most is going to get a brand new bottle of white sand. All right, so now we're ready to try this again. Sometimes, right, you just need to see what not to do. Thank you, Diane. And also, the stars that I am getting from all my lives for October are going to go to either Janice's family or a cancer center or something like that, right? All right, that's a super light. Maybe it's my lighting too. I'm going to try this now. It's barely showing the purple. And like I said, it could be my lighting as well. I can see it changing, the color changing, but ever so slightly. Okay. Now, one thing with white sand, it is pretty translucent. It's pearl, so you're not going to get the coverage with it that you might with the other colors. So I'm gonna leave it, and we're gonna call it good. Oh, but you know what? I forgot. I have my heart. I can use it on my heart. So let's do that. I've got to see. Oh, it's horrible not having enough room to work. But our house plans, I think they're pretty much done. I'm going to dry this. It won't hurt it. The reason I'm drying it, right, is if there's any wet spots, it'll pick it up with the with my silver mix here. And not that that would be a bad thing. It wouldn't be. But you never know, right? So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and take what I mixed earlier and just, hopefully you can all see that, right? Okay. And again, you get that illusion that over time, right, it has faded, and actually vintage is my favorite look. vintage and grunge. Do you like it? Hi, Betty. How are you? What do you think? Oh, thank you. So we're going to let it dry. And oh, I need to make sure I get it off the plate. Because if it's moist, it's going to stick to the plate. Which I'm not worried about, because even if it rips off some of the plate, you're not going to see it. I love it. You know, I mean, I could even see doing something along the edge. We'll see. All right. The next one, my friends. Wait a minute. You know what I have? I have, because I've done this before. I have like a, right, I think these are like for cookies. Just to make sure I can get it off. All right. So this one we're going to use red velvet cake. It's our deep dark red. Hey Nancy, what's that? Watch out for the auction so that we can help out with one. Ah, thank you, Nancy. What I'll do is, you know, after my live, I always go in and tweak things. And if I feel like things need to be added, I will do it at that point. Sometimes I can't see something while I'm working on it, right? It takes a minute to sit back and just kind of look. All right, so, wait, my fan brush is too clumped. Although, look at me, I've got 3 fan brushes sitting here. Kind of like this little one. If those of you don't have mascot, I'm going to be marking this one down because we discontinued it. So watch out in November. We're going to start marking some of the kits down that we have left over. We actually even have some paint left over from kits that, like the candy papaya and the honeycomb, I think we're going to bundle those and mark those down. So always make sure you look at our sales section. I am rebuilding my website, so I'm hoping it'll be an easier shopping experience for you. And that's what I've been focusing on this whole week, or starting last week actually. I think for a week now I've been working on it. It's a lot of work, you guys. All right. A lot of work creating websites, and the reason I'm redoing it is because I was having some issues. And if you know anything about creating websites, they're called themes. So we're having issues with a couple of things not working well together. Once, you know, I work with the apps, right? So they did these updates on the apps that I use, and all of a sudden they're not compatible. And before I left for Italy, I started having issues, and I didn't know how to fix it because I'm not a web developer or anything like that. I'm not even a website designer. I just learned how to make my own through YouTube videos. So I had to contact a company to help me go in and try to figure out what the problem was, and they're the ones that told me what the issue was. So they said, your payment, blah, 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 your payment app's not compatible now with your theme. And so I was getting ready to leave for Italy, and I just thought, they said they fixed it, but it was more like putting a Band-Aid on it. But it worked fine while I was gone, and just a couple issues with my wholesale buyers. But nothing we couldn't work around. We'll have to see how I like this. I may end up going back over it. I don't know. See, this is something, see, once I get it dry, and then I'm going to use Force Field on top because it is our, you know, I don't have a shiny sealer. It's my shiniest one, so after I put a few coats on, it'll shine. But there we go. Oh my gosh, my throat is so dry, you guys. I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm losing my voice. And I hardly talk at all during the day. Some days never when I'm alone. Wow. Oh my gosh, that's the first time I noticed. Thank you so much for whoever, I know Diane, you gave stars. Thank you so much. We have 100 stars. And like I said, I don't usually like to ask for them. And so it kind of bothers me that Facebook started monetizing me. And I thought I could change the message. I tried to. But anyway, all my stars money goes to a charity. Last month was St. Jude's. And the month before was to, actually I donated it to Lisa Ahmad for her husband's treatment. Because he's got leukemia. So this month, being that we're trying to raise money for, I'm going to say cancer awareness. There we go. Because our friend Janice passed last week of cancer. My money's going to go towards the cancer, whatever it's going to be cancer. And being that I'm a survivor as well, it's really important. Okay. So, now, are these dry enough? I want to kind of just pop this stuff in the frame so that you can, we can kind of work on where the heart should go. And I feel like my frame needs to dry a little more. So I'll hold it like that. So there's that position, right? That way you still see the birds. And, you know, butterflies have a lot of meaning to me. I was always told that if, like, you see a butterfly, a certain butterfly, whatever, you know, that it's somebody from heaven coming down to visit. So I've got 3 butterfly things from Totally Dazzled. I thought, you know, somewhere in here, maybe like where it's a little bit plain, I could put a butterfly. But that's something I'm thinking when I get off the live, I can kind of look at. But I think it would be really pretty. This one actually, and that's right now, you know, I'm kind of thinking out loud on some of these. I could, it'd be really pretty actually. If I did this butterfly, it's the only one I have with, what do they call it, the bronze. I could put some bronze around the heart and just give it that much more dimension. But, I mean, look at this, we're almost done. I know, I told you it'd be about an hour and a half. So I'll have to decide where that's going to go. But that's one of them. And I hope you liked what you see. Hope you love what you see. Even if you don't buy these from the auction, I hope you'll be inspired to maybe make them yourself. And remember I said I was using the back of that frame. And what I'm going to do is end up gluing it like this, right? So now I can sit on a table Oh, that's still a little wet. Let me dry it and I'll pick it up. And then we'll see. Maybe I go back over it with some gold. We'll see. All right, I got another question. Totally not paint related. How many of you ride bikes, like mountain bikes? Because Mr. Pixie, when we got back from Italy, he bought me a new electric bike, which I already have one that we bought 2 years ago. Well, the new one he bought me now looks like a mountain bike, but for women, right? They call it a step through. Because I can't put my leg over, I'm just too old and chubby to put my leg over the bar like his bike. So, Sondor's, the company that we really like, our bike, there are 2 companies, but Sondor's had a really good deal on their step through, which they didn't have 2 years ago. So we bought one. Now, I'm supposed to, right, the proper way to ride your bike is your leg should be totally, when it's on the pedal, straight. My question is how do you feel secure when you come to a stop and you can't put your feet on the ground while you're sitting on the seat? And when I asked him we took it out for the first time on Sunday, and I wouldn't let him raise my seat. And he's like, Josie, you're going to have to raise your seat because you're going to end up messing up your knees. That's not proper. I'm like, I know, but I don't feel secure. I feel good when I can sit on my seat and have at least my toes on the ground. So if you ride bikes, how do you get used to that? He says he just jumps off at the stop sign, comes to a stop. He's kind of, I think, maybe, and actually we have 3-inch tires. I think he balances himself for a second and then slips off the seat. You're supposed to be able to touch the ground. Otherwise, the bike is too big. And Priscilla, and he's trying to tell me that if my leg, and I have long legs, I have short torso but long legs, and he's saying that my leg is not supposed to bend. I don't think it has to be totally extended. But I thought, I'm going to ask those of you who ride bikes, because I watch bike riders go by every day on my street, because I'm kind of on a loop, like a main loop. It's not the main traffic. It's a neighborhood loop. And I'm always looking at their legs to see if they have them straight or what. Anyway, silly question, right? Okay. All right, so do we, I'm just trying to kind of, do I center this one more? This one I may have to redo. I may have to redecoupage it, but this way you'll know it looks very similar. Because of where I accidentally tore some paper off, either that or I can then, maybe on this one, I could put a couple of tiny, Josie, little tiny butterflies, like it's flying towards the heart. But then, that might be, I hate it when I do stuff like this. Or maybe I add another little tiny heart. Or I just do a new one. But either way, what do you think? Hold on. Do we like it red? Do we like it this color? You think a little accent gold? Oh, on the leaves. Oh, like Lisa does that a lot. Good idea. Right? I can take, but I've got to find my, there it is, right in front of me. Yes. Okay, let's try that. In the meantime, what do you think? Right? Over on this side, correct? Off to the, on the side. Okay, so at least I know where that needs to go. And I'm not going to glue it because I have a feeling, I think I'm going to have to, we'll see. Whoever buys this, it needs to be perfect. But let's practice painting the leaves in the meantime with some gold. I should have known better. My fingers were a little bit damp and I touched the paper. Put that in there. All right, I'm going to use my icon for this. Oh, let me move over here so you can see better. Oh, I like that. Who was that? Sandy? Was that you who suggested this? I like it. Yes. Right? Perfect touch. Can you see it already? I can't tell. I don't. Where's that? I'm back now. You could also. I could also scratchy scratch. I don't do that, Priscilla. I've never done that. Honestly. What I need to do is start watching more of. I don't know if she does that in the wellness group I joined. Right, because I wanted to help support them after, especially after they dislodged the multimedia mystery box with Jane. So I watch Lisa all the time on her own lives. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh, thank you. I think it was Sandy. Thank you for suggesting this. This is just adding what it needs. See, I need you. I need all of you. I think I'm just going to do them around these darker ones. Kind of like that, right? One more. That is really pretty. There's, I'm thinking another coat of, oh, there's my other mascot. I'm going to put a little bit more red velvet cake, and I'm going to just barely touch it because I don't want it to get inside the crevices. Oh my gosh. What I'll probably do, because my light source has really changed now, I'll probably finish this up and then have it posted tomorrow when I can look at it in the light. And what I'll do is I'll post a picture of it in the comments of this live so that when you see Paint Pixie commented or whatever, maybe then you can check and see what it looks like. But I will also post a separate post, and I'll email. If you're on my email list, I'll also email you. So I'm going to be really busy in the morning looking at your shares and your comments to see if you're tagging anyone. In case you're just joining us, if you share, tag whoever does the most, because I'll be counting those, right? You will get a brand new bottle of white sand, which is our liquid pixie dust. That'll come directly from me because, silly me, I bought a bottle and I bought a quart. I don't need both. So I'll give away my bottle, which is one of my favorite colors. And I'm thinking, I think I want to do the edge of this in gold, in the 24 karat. I think it's not doing it for me. But again, this is why sometimes I have to, once I get off the live, I really look at things differently. And, you know, because I'm always a little bit nervous on these lives, and that way I kind of get out of my own head. I sit back, I look at it. And it's funny, Lindy does the same thing. She told me that's exactly what she does too. But at least you can see what the intent is, right? So we have this. And this that we will auction off, okay? And I hope somebody's going to want it. Hope 2 people are going to want them. I think they're really pretty. And I promise you, the little touches I add to it will only make them prettier. All right, you guys, I have kept you for over an hour and a half. I really appreciate you coming over and being here with me. I know you all have lives and you're busy, but don't forget, for a chance to be gifted a brand new bottle, not this one, a brand new bottle, 8-ounce bottle, 8 ounce, not a 2 ounce, the big bottle, which values for $38. I need you to spread the word about the auction, tag your friends. They will both be counted together, because I know sometimes if you don't follow my business page, I don't see your shares. I don't know if you know that or not. So if you're not following me, please do, because I give away lots of cool stuff. And I'll be, or you can be on my email list. I'm going to email everybody to be able to get on this too. So I'll do all that in the morning, and I'll probably give everybody like 24 hours, and we'll see where it goes. All right, everyone, there we go. Thank you again. I hope you have the gist of what we're doing here. And I wish it was for a happier occasion and not because of our friends passing. But just know this. When I tell you I love you all, I really do. I get so emotional. You're my family. You're my friends. You're my family. I am so secluded here, working by myself. I know a lot of you understand that. So I just look at all of you as like my family too. I have no family here. All right. Anyway, have a great evening. Quit being mushy. I love you all. Bye.